Okay, so this is going to be my second attempt at this, since YouTube was not happy with me yesterday. All right, so once you get everything Sharpied up with your Skinny Sharpie, like I've done here, you are going to choose 3 colors out of your Prismacolor sets, okay? And then you will also need the white Prismacolor. If you do not have one of these in your set, I have more, you just let me know. All right, so you are going to start with one color, and you are going to begin to add bold, solid color in the body of the fish. We're going to call this our base color. So you're just going to press hard, use all that softness of the Prismacolor colored pencil to fill in the body of your fish, not the spots, not the fins. Okay, you can fill in the tentacles if you want to, or you may leave them white. That is up to you. All right, so you're going to do that next. So one fish will get one color. The next fish will get a different color. And the last one will get your third color. So go ahead and take care of that next. So pause my video and neatly and carefully fill in your fish with your colors. Okay, now that I have filled in my 3 fishes' bodies with my 3 colors that I chose, okay, just ignore this for now. We'll talk about this a little bit later. You are going to now pick, let's say you want to start here, right, with the red one. You pick one of the other 2 colors. Okay, so maybe I want to use this bluish color. And you are going to go into the spots of your fish and lightly build a little bit of color in each one. You want to do this lightly and evenly. And you want to push harder in some and lighter in others. We're making tints in these spots, but we're doing it a different way than you did before. So each spot should look a little tiny bit different. Make sure you do this neatly or it will not look good. Again, you can push harder in some and lighter in others, but you're never pushing super, super hard like you did for the body of the fish. Okay, I'm going to do this one super light. Okay, so I've added some lighter versions of my color in here. Okay, you could even do the tentacles with this color if you want, and for that you could press hard if you want. I don't care. Now, once you have done that, okay, you're going to move to your next fish. You're going to pick one of the other 3 colors. Okay, so I believe in this fish I used a red. I could use the red here. Okay, and you're going to make your lighter version of the color in the spots in the next fish. And again, neatly and evenly, as best as your hand can do. All right, so then obviously my third fish, I would use this yellow-green here. Okay, now, to make our tints, which is our next step, okay, you're probably going to want to pause and get this step done first. To make our tints, we are now going to be using our Prismacolor colored pencil, and we're going to be doing a process called burnishing. Okay, burnishing is when you take a white Prismacolor and you press hard over top of another color that you used. And what this does is it solidifies the color and works it into the paper so it becomes a solid tint of that color. You can see the difference here versus here. You can also see what happens if you get out of the lines with your white Prismacolor. It will cover up color. So you really have to have a nice sharp pencil and be very, very careful for this step. You are going to be doing this for all your spots in all your fish. Now, once you finish one fish, it is very important that you check your colored pencil. You can see that there's some blue on here. I don't want to go into my red here with that blue on the pencil. So you flip your paper over and just kind of twist the pencil, scribble a little bit on the back, and get it cleaned off. Okay? And then you move on to your next fish, and you make your tints in that fish, pressing hard over the color with the white. So you can pause the video now and work on that next step of our little project. Okay, so finished my tints. Our very last step to this project is probably going to be the hardest one for a lot of you. Okay, now you're going to do a little bit of the water or atmosphere around the fish. And you can see I started to do that right here. Okay, so what you do is you pick a color. Now, I like to use colors that resemble water because the fish swim around the water. Okay, so you can kind of look for a blue or a green or an aqua. If you're dead set on using an aqua, they may not be in your set. They might be in the blue-green drawer over next to the coloring pages. Okay, if that's what you want. So, pick a color that you want to use for your background. And what you do, this is where that worksheet comes into play. Against all parts of the fish, we are going to press pretty hard right along the edges of the fish. And then we're going to gradually and carefully ease up our pressure as we get away from the fish. So I'm going real hard along the fish here. And then I gradually ease up my pressure on the paper. This is all about controlling yourself. Okay? I'm going to go all the way around all parts of the fish doing this until my pencil is barely touching the paper and I don't have any really dark or light areas that kind of stick out. No scribbling. Okay, we are building the color gradually, so you don't have to push crazy hard right away. Right? You can go back over it and make it darker. So once you get all the way around your fish with this, including little tentacles, which that's a little spot, so that's going to be a little bit tricky. So just kind of work your color out into there best as you can. I like to go a couple different directions with the pencil so it fills in more evenly. Again, we are fading out until we're just barely touching that paper anymore, as best as you can. Then, check that your white is clean, and you're going to make your tint of the background by going over it with the white colored pencil, pressing nice and hard. Not so hard that you break the pencil in half, but you want to work that color into the paper. And it's really kind of a cool process because it really fills in the paper nicely. So you can see how I was doing this, and I will work my way around all of the fish with that color that I chose. And then the project is complete. Make sure your name's on the back, first and last, and then you can turn it in.